Oh boy, things have certainly got real here on Walton's Mountain. Hey, I love that line. You remember that show, right? It was really good. Good night, John boy. We're about to get a little freaky, people, here. Yes, we are. Because everybody's been looking to know more about Three Eye Atlas, right? And we've been wanting to go deeper to find out what this really is and who's on it. Yeah, who's on it? That's the important thing.
At CERN, they've used their collider to open up a portal to communicate with extraterrestrial beings.
Whoa.
And one of them are the occupants from Three Eye Atlas.
To be clear, CERN already has a room and a technology to open a portal to talk to extraterrestrials.
Yes.
But recently, they also used it to communicate with the beings on Three Eye Atlas.
That's correct.
Okay, go on.
So those beings introduced themselves as such, like we are the occupants of this object, and they did not show up physically. They show up as holograms. Now, they apparently showed up as holograms. They look tall, that's what she said, and they communicated telepathically with every single scientist in the room.
Wow.
And they all got the same message, which is that they are coming in peace, and they're just trying to come over here to gather all the star seeds of this planet.
There's so much speculation right now all over YouTube and social media as to what is really going on with this object. But let me tell you, I came across something the other day that really surprised me. A lady who goes by the name of Coach Wen. Fantastic lady. I really felt some of the things that she was saying. Now, she has the ability to channel whoever is on Three Eye Atlas. Yeah. Supposedly the beings on this craft are called the Andromedan brothers. They seem to have pure or good intention, and let's call her Wendy. She managed to go into a state of meditation to connect with them. Her presence arrived on the craft, and supposedly they sensed her presence, accepted her being there, and managed to communicate with her. Listen to some of the things that she shared with us. Supposedly, there are 10 objects surrounding Earth right now alongside Three Eye Atlas. Three Eye Atlas being the main object that's going to interact. We are only able to detect 7, as 3 of them have some sort of invisibility, and the reason supposedly for this is because they are concerned of how humanity will accept their presence. Now, the other 7 look like comets, but they are actually indeed crafts. They all have different names. For example, one of them is called C2025R2 Swan. This object seems to move with Three Eye Atlas. Not sure of the reason for that, but it is reacting to Three Eye Atlas. The brothers on Three Eye Atlas claim that they are here to assist humanity, not interfere or change or save us, because this is a free will zone. Now, I've heard that in Barbara Marcianic's books that I shared on the previous video, in her channeling with the Pleiadians, or Pleiadians, however you like to call it. They say and discuss about a free will universe, but Earth is that playground for free will, which kind of makes sense to us already, because we already know that in scripture like the Bible, it talks about having free will and the ability to do what we want, and we learn from that experience. By the sounds of it, Three Eye Atlas is assisting us in helping us with the transition that is about to take place here. This goes a little deep. Now bear with me, if this really kind of feels uncomfortable for you, you can tune out and step away from the video. I have no problem with that, because some of these things are not something that people would think about in everyday circumstances, and it can scare people. However, there's a lot of people that are aware of this and say, oh, yeah, I get it, I already know. So as I mentioned in the previous video, we talked about the 3rd, 4th and 5th dimension. Bashar, the entity that comes through and is channeled quite often here, he talks about how there's going to be a shift in 2027. A lot of people are predicting 2027 as a major theme a change that's going to happen here on Earth. Now, this kind of sits fine with me because I've already read many things leading up to this, so it all kind of starts to make sense. Puzzle pieces are coming together. So in 2027, there's going to be an energetic shift. Now, let me explain a little and try and break it down and bring in a comparison so you have something to relate to. In Revelations, they talk about a end of the world scenario, okay? The earth is not ending as such, it's all symbolic, but it talks about the end of things and a rapture, okay, and people being taken by Jesus, God, to a new place, okay, heaven as such, and everybody left behind will suffer and experience all the crazy stuff that the planet is going to produce. Now, in terms of what Bashar and these Andromedian brothers are expressing is simply that there's going to be an energetic shift, a dimensional shift. Now, this seems so out there, I know. It sounds crazy, bear with me. By the sounds of things, the way the messages were coming through to Wendy was that in their assistance, they're going to stay there to help us transition, to help us reach there. Maybe it's just from their presence being there alone is going to open people up, because for so long, humanity has been closed down, where we've been denied the information and the truth that these things are real and they do exist. Certain people that has worked within the government or with government have come forward over time to say, hey, yes, they've been living amongst us, and yes, we've seen multiple species, 5 at least.
Are they multiple species? Are they like, what was their size, and how many are usually on a craft?
They're typically the multiple species. People are familiar with the Greys, the Nordics. People have talked about reptilians and insectoids. It's not that they're reptilian or insectoid, it's that they resemble to the recipient of reptile or insect type humanoid, because they have this a head and 4 limbs and torso.
So large, small?
Human size, human scale.
And are there how many are accrued?
Well, the Greys I'm familiar with from investigating the crash at Corona, which is misnamed the crash at Roswell. It's not the crash at Roswell, it's the crash at Corona in Mexico. Those were Greys, those were 4 foot tall. And the Nordics are typically human size, probably 6 feet tall. And same with the people who mislabel reptilian and insectoid, they're roughly that height too. I haven't heard anything about anything 7 or 8 feet, 9 feet tall, of that nature.
And yes, we've had all these sightings over the years, and we've used their technology, and they've been visiting for the longest time. There's also been speculation that they live underground, that they live in the water, that they've been here all along. Now, I recommend you go check out the previous video, because it was really fascinating and ties in with the message that has come through now for us, preparing us now for 2027. So please go and check it out, because it's some fantastic information that ties in with this. The Andromedan brothers on 3i Atlas have also mentioned about water. Now, we know water's playing a key part right now with ocean levels rising, and we have hurricanes and all these kinds of storms that is causing damage and all sorts of devastation. Now, they're telling us not to be afraid of water. Water itself is acting as a cleansing element, and we know that. We use it to wash and shower, right? So apparently the earth is going through that process, that water is assisting us in that sense to regenerate all the things that need regeneration. The brothers have said, do not be afraid, that everything will be okay. That kind of brings a sense of calm to a crazy situation, because everybody's already fearing. November 11th, a key moment that the brothers have mentioned. We are not quite sure as yet what this date is going to bring, but it has significance. Think about it, it's 11th of the 11th, 1111. Those numbers in numerology are very powerful and are used very often for many things. Sometimes, have you ever noticed that you can just suddenly just look at the clock and it will be 1111, or there will be the same number repeated, 222, whatever it is. Numerology has great meaning and has always had great meaning for humanity. The brothers have suggested that on November 11th, people come together, whether that is on the street, gathering together and talking and sharing, or whether that's having friends over or family gathering together, but connecting in person without fear, not protesting anything, not doing anything negative, but connecting together in a positive way, because that amplifies the energy and it's going to be very important on that date. Many in the past have said by connecting like that on those certain dates anchors in the higher vibrational energy and brings it down in Revelations. So in Revelations they talk about rapture, people being taken by Jesus to a heavenly place. In energetic terms, it is an energetic shift on Earth with dimensions, like I mentioned about the 5th dimension. Now supposedly there's going to be a split. Everybody who hasn't made that energetic transition will be remaining in the lower vibrational state and won't be able to move over to the new vibrational state. There won't be that opportunity anymore. It will just divide, and everybody that's managed to reach the 5th dimensional state will experience life in a more flowing, positive way. When the Bible talks about revelations, it talks about everything that happens on the earth, suffering disease, plagues, earthquakes, things falling apart. From the way it's portrayed, that people who haven't made that energetic transition into the 5th dimensional level will experience more of that because they're stuck in the lower dense negative vibration. So that's all they're going to see. Have you ever heard the saying that you attract what you are, or you manifest what you feel? Well, that's what is meant by the energetic connection. Many people that are masters of manifestation are constantly in gratitude and joy. They trust consciousness, the universe, to be able to give them what they require, what they need in any moment. That is living in a higher vibrational state. And like Jesus, living in the 5th dimension, was able to love unconditionally. He was able to be that compassion and do these wonderful, miraculous things. Now, moving away from that, because that was all very intense and scary for most, I'm sure. The brothers on 3i Atlas mentioned about the type of diet that we have. Now, here we like to eat lots of meats, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not good nor bad. But what it is taking an outside energy into our own bodies. So if you think about everything being energy again, animal has its own energy, it has its own feelings, its pains, its joys. It's not always in the best way. That fearful moment that they have before they pass stays within the carcass, the body of the animal. Just the same way as if we hold all our emotions in, they get stuck in the body and they come out as disease and all sorts of conditions. Now think about that if you're about to eat some meat. You don't know where the meats truly come from, only what the company or advertiser tells you, and it's carrying all that energy, and we put that energy into our bodies every single day. So what the brothers are saying is, by having that type of energy, it feeds the dense lower vibration. Whereas if you eat foods from the earth, on a health sense, it's much better for you and not as dense. So eventually your body adjusts to that higher vibrational food, your body starts to get rid of the toxins and starts to clear itself, and the brain and the mind and everything starts functioning so much better. People in this state are able to channel many things so much easier because it clears the third eye. The third eye tends to calcify from things like sugar, toxins, chemicals. It builds up around the pineal gland at the back, which is where our third eye is. So the ability that it has to be able to channel or be clear to receive information, it doesn't work the same way. Now, one of the things I recommend, and I've been trying myself, and not because of this, for health purposes, is fasting. So I started off doing 12 hours of fasting, which was easy for me to start with. I finished eating period at 8 o'clock at night, and then by 8 o'clock the next day I was able to have breakfast. So I started off this way easily, and I thought, okay, well, it's better to do 16 hours, because when you get to the 16 hours mark, you start to remove the toxins and your body starts to eat the fat that you already have stored. So 1, yeah, you can lose weight. 2, you clear the toxins and crap from your body and you start to feel better. It's recommended by many people out there to do about 18 hours because that takes it up another notch. Your health can really come back to its vibrant self by doing that. However, I haven't achieved 18 hours yet. I'm just getting used to doing 16, and I can honestly say that I feel the difference, that the moment I start to eat, I feel the heaviness in my body and feeling a bit icky. But before any of you jump on that and decide to do it, please take things into consideration, like asking your doctor first whether that's a good idea, or maybe just trying 12 hours, which most people can achieve anyway, and do it without even thinking, to see how you feel and slowly build it up. But if the moment you start to feel funny, reconsider, because your health is more important than trying something for the sake of it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because I want to know exactly what you're thinking about the energetic shift, revelations, the Andromedan brothers, 3-Eye Atlas, the 10 comets. I want to hear your opinion on it all, and let's see what happens. Keep an eye out for my next video, because I will be coming back with some more information, maybe on this or maybe on something else that is going to blow our minds. But until then, stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you on the next one. Mwah.